China's ambassador to France recently called into question the legal standing of the successor states of the USSR. Liu Shayi told a French interviewer that, quote, "The countries of the former Soviet Union do not have an effective status in international law, since there is no international agreement that would specify their status as sovereign countries." This comment naturally triggered outrage. One issue remained unaddressed, however. Was Liu Shayi correct? Let's look at the history. On March 17, 1991, the USSR held a nationwide referendum on the issue of whether the USSR should continue as a federation of equal republics. This was not a vote on continuing the Soviet system. The turnout was more than 80%, and 78% of those who voted for the preservation of a common union state. To be short, the authorities of 6 of the USSR's 15 republics boycotted the vote. According to the enabling legislation passed by the Congress of People's Deputies, the referendum decision would be adopted if more than 50% of registered voters participated and if more than 50% of those who voted approved the decision. Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev began negotiations on a new union treaty with the 9 republics that had voted overwhelmingly in favor of a union. The talks resulted in the draft of a new union treaty that was to be signed on August the 20th. The signing didn't take place on account of the August the 18th coup. The coup failed, of course, and a new union treaty was set to be signed in December 1991. This too did not take place. On December the 8th, Russian President Boris Yeltsin and the presidents of Ukraine and Belarus met in the Belovezhskaya forest in Belarus and signed the so-called Belovezh Accords, declaring the USSR to be no more and setting up something called the Commonwealth of Independent States. The 3 presidents had no legal or constitutional authority to dissolve the USSR. By law, the March 1991 referendum was to have, quote, binding legal effect in all territory of the USSR and could be cancelled only by another referendum of the USSR. Moreover, while the USSR Constitution recognized the right of a republic to secede, it didn't delegate to any republic the right to make decisions on behalf of any other republic. By their illegal action, the 3 Belovezh presidents threw under the bus the 9 republics that had been negotiating in good faith a new union treaty. Those republics now had no choice but to declare independence. The breakup of the USSR had no basis in legal or constitutional law. Illegal acts have consequences, one example of which is the ongoing breakup of Ukraine.